Hi everyone, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my March Currently Inked, and I'm kind of doing this in a little bit of a different way, trying to speed it up a little bit because I have a lot of pink pens inked once again this month. I seem to have a problem with that, and since March is my birthday month, I have a lot of my favorite colors and then some random colors mixed in. So let's get started. The first pen that I have is this TWSBI. It is in the colorway of Ruby Red, and I got this recently off of Reddit, and it was really affordable, so I didn't get this when it first came out or anything. So I'm just gonna do the swatch in person, and then I'll show you all of them at the end, because when I write them out and stuff, it ends up lasting forever, and I don't want to have super long videos that last forever. And I really like this ink. It's Verso Press Midway the Magnificent, and I got this when it was on clearance on Amazon, and so it was really cheap, and it's a really pretty color. They have it as a magenta with blue shimmer, which kind of makes it look more purple, but they list it as magenta, so I put it with my pinks. So I really like it though. It kind of looks like a bright magenta. And then the next color that I have is Lamy Vibrant Pink. It was the 2018 Lamy Color of the Year. I think it was 2018. And I recently got it at a local store that does vintage everything, and it's supposed to be just a vibrant pink. It doesn't say that it's a shimmer, but if you look, you can see that there is some shimmer in it. So it's kind of an interesting ink. I didn't know there was shimmer at all in it when I bought it, and I didn't know really anything about it, but it was a limited edition one, so, and he was still selling it for the normal Lamy ink price, so that made me happy. So I got a whole bottle of this for $12. And so, and it's a nice pink, but it's a bright pink, and it also has gold sheen on it if you get it thick enough. But not only that, there's that little bit of shimmer, and I don't know if the shimmer will come out much in the swatch, but we can see when I'm done filming. And so those are the two pinks that I have. And then the next pen that I use is my Noveler Original Plus in the spring colorway. And I found a video online. I don't know who it was by, but it was somebody comparing the Noveler to one of the Azvine pens. I'm not sure which one. It would probably be the V126, I would think, because he was comparing the nib units and everything, and he said that the Azvine nib units, you can all you have to do is they're very swappable. You don't have to pull the nib or anything. It just twists right in. So I went on Amazon. Well, actually, first what I did was I pulled it out of, pulled the nib out of my V126 or whatever, and I swapped it with this, and it fit right away. So I decided to pick up a few of the Azvine nibs on, I think it was Amazon, because they were cheaper at the time than AliExpress. I don't really care which place I buy them from, but I like the Azvine nibs, and the fact that the Noveler nib is a fine, but it's a pretty broad fine, and the Azvine Extra Fine is about the same size as the... Or, I mean, the Azvine Fine is the same size as the Noveler Extra Fine. Or, I mean, the Noveler Fine and the Azvine Fine are about the same size. So, I got the Azvine Extra Fine nib and put it in this. And I use this color because the green, to me, looks like, St. Patty's Day green. So, that's why I'm using that color. And it's a sample that I got from, I think it was Goulet last year on my birthday. I'm not sure. But this pen is the TWSBI Eco Amazonite, and the ink is Diamine Aqua Lagoon, and I use this because it's the ink that I have that's closest to the March Burst pictures of like the March Burstone Online Aquamarine. It's actually lighter than this, but I don't know, it's the closest that I had. Soft Mint was just a little bit too green, and this one's a little bit closer, so I use this one. At least in the writing it is. It's lighter than on camera even. So, I really like it. And then, the next ink. This was actually my second Wearingeul ink. And it was one of the inks that made me fall in love with Wearingeul inks. So, I don't have a whole ton of them, but I have a few now. And I like their inks a lot. I even like their really light inks because those are nice to use on days where if you want to show your journal page, like the stickers or whatever that you use, you can just use that really light ink and nobody can read it. And that's kind of nice. Although, every time I see pages that people do, I just look at the stickers and don't look at what they wrote because that doesn't matter to me. And then the next pen that I have is the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR Caribbean with Onyx, and it has like the onyx colored nib, which I like. And this month I put in it Robert Oster Fire and Ice, because I like pinks if they're like a brighter pink. I don't like baby pink as much, although I do like Wearingeul 12th Night. I don't know, I like the brighter pinks better, like Suji and Fiber Pink and stuff, but I do like the lighter colors at sometimes, just not all the time. And so this was my first Robert Oster. I like teal as well, so that's why I chose Wayfarer and Fire and Ice. And this was my first Robert Oster ink way back when like Robert Oster was new to the US, and there wasn't, I think the two colors that were popular at the time were just Fire and Ice and Soda Pop Blue. And right now there's so many more Robert Oster inks, but I still like Fire and Ice a lot. And I use some of them. This next ink is in my TWSBI Eco Clear, and it is an ink that I have not used until now, but it is Colorverse Fountain Pen Day from 2024, and I like Colorverse inks a lot. It's just, I don't know if many, I don't think I have like many that would fit into this color scheme, and I always like to have one blue pen inked, or pen inked with a blue ink, I mean. And usually, like, I always keep a black pen ink too, I just don't always swatch it. So I have a black pen inked with Document Black, and so I tend to like the difference in blues more than blacks. I don't know. I guess in high school we were forced to use black ink more, so I don't really like black ink all that much, but blue, I love blue inks, especially with the sheening blues, and Colorverse has a lot of sheening blue inks. That seems to be what most of their blue inks are. And the next ink is Wrangle a Little Princess, and it's one of their story. It's based on a book. I can't remember the author, but it's a really light purple ink with gold shimmer, and I have it in my Iris, TWSBI Iris. And I know a lot of people have trouble with their Iris pens, but I haven't had trouble with shimmer or any problems with any of mine, actually, because I have the extra fine and then this is the fine. Although I haven't tried shimmer in my extra fine yet. And then I also have the VAC 700. And so I like them all, and I haven't had as much trouble. But this one, I think this one or one of the other ones, I had to try to open up the tines more a little bit. So the next pen is my Platinum 3776 that I got on Amazon, and I definitely got it for way less than you get it at a regular store, but it is, like, I can't tell any difference. So, and I got the soft fine nib, which I really like this nib, and I use it this month with Troublemaker Foxglove, which can sometimes be for some people it's a dry ink, but I don't know, my bottle doesn't feel dry, so, like, my bottle of, like, Golden Orchid feels way drier than my bottle of Foxglove, so I don't know if there's, like, a variance in the bottles or in the inks. And my bottle of Abalone and, I have another one. It's the green one. They don't feel dry either. It's just the newer ones that I've tried that felt dry. And I don't know. But I like the shading ink, so I have a lot of, like, the Sailor ones and a lot of the Troublemaker ones. And I don't know, lately I've been kind of on a lighter ink kick. I don't know what is causing this, but I have been. And the next ink that I've inked up is a darker purple, and I got it in an ink swap from Elise, and her daughter Arabella mixed it, and she named it Fairy Dust, and it's a really pretty ink. So I inked it in my VAC Mini this month, and I really like this pen because it's like a little bit, it feels longer than the Diamond Minis, so I don't, like, here I'm not even using I'm not posting the cap, but with my Diamond Mini I almost always have to post the cap. But I really like this pen, and it handles shimmer amazing, and so that's that one. If you can't tell, I love purple, and I had a hard time, like, even paring it down to this, because since I love purple, I have a lot of purple inks, like, a lot. So, the next pen is my TWSBI Eco in Lavender, and, oh, I did want to mention that the Robert Oster Crystal Marine was a sample, and obviously the mix was a sample from Elise. And then this one, I got it at Ink White. It's a sample of Aurora Purple, and I really, really like this. And I asked a friend, so and she asked me for the link if she would get me this for my birthday, because she like usually gets me something like fountain pen, art, or something related, because I started out like always like writing in fountain pens and stuff for like calligraphy and stuff, and then I got into watercolor and took a break from fountain pens, and then I got into diamond painting, and now I'm kind of back. And then I went back to watercolor, and then I went back to fountain pens, and now I'm kind of trying to do a little of all three, which is kind of chaotic, but that's kind of my life too. So the next ink is another Ferris Wheel Press ink, and this one I've already had like it wasn't Madame Mulberry, but it was, I can't remember what it's called. It's the Ferris Wheel Press one that's purple with gold glitter. And I can't remember the name of it exactly, but this is very close to it. Only it is purple, the purple with rose gold shimmers. So I really like this one. And I really like the color of the ink. I like the color of the shimmer. And this one seems to flow really well. Even in my, I haven't had a problem with the shimmer in TWSBI, but I know some people do, but I haven't. And then the next ink that I have is, in my TWSBI Eco Creme Rose Gold, and it's the Tasha Murasaki. And I have a lot of purple inks, like a lot. So it was really hard for me even to narrow down to these, because I have so many more. And I love all my purple inks, so. It helps that I have a friend who is really into purple too, so. And then the next ink that I have is the Diamine. It's a Shimmertastic. It's in my VAC 700R Iris with an extra fine nib. The VAC 700 in the blue that they just released, I don't have that inked up, but I have that one in a fine. So this one has an extra fine, so I put, and I really like Lilac Satin in this one, and it flows really well, so I have no complaints. But I don't know, for people who do have trouble with their TWSBI nibs and they're not getting them to open up simply by like some of the easier tricks, then I would suggest possibly sending it to a Nibmeister, or if you live close enough to a show, having an appointment with a Nibmeister, because I think that's one of the cheapest things you can have done from a Nibmeister, is to have the tines opened up. I'm not positive, but I think so. And then the last ink on this side is in the pen that I bought myself for my birthday. It is the Leonardo Momento Magico Amethyst Sands, and I got it with the rose gold trim, and I don't know if this is limited. I didn't see limited, so it's probably not, but I could only find it at one place, so I grabbed it, and I really like it. And I really like that extra fine nib that came on this one, so I probably will not be swapping the nib ever. I say that now, but I don't know. I like the way this extra fine nib writes. It's really smooth. It's really fine, right? And it's really wet, so. And I think I read online that the new nibs, the ones that look like this, are their new, they've rebranded their nibs because the gold nibs are now made in-house for Leonardo, but the steel nibs are still made by Jowo. It's just they have the new updated design on them. And then the next ink is probably one of my favorite inks of all time. It is Lamy Dark Lilac, and it's the original. And I was so fortunate to be able to get more than one bottle. And so I am still working on my first bottle, but after that I will probably be hoarding it. This is in the TWSBI Eco Transparent Purple, but I had a fine CSI ground by Mark Bacchus, I think, the nib binder. And I've had nibs done by him, by Mark, and by Kirkspear. And I've had a great experience with both of those two. And I really want to, at some point, get a nib ground into a journal nib by Gina at some point. But I don't know when that will be because I don't know what pen that would be on, and then I'd have to send it out because I live like probably like part of a day's drive to Chicago, but I have like really bad chronic pain, so I can't sit for a super long time, so it'll be hard for me to get to a pen show. So I just stay home. And the next ink that I have is Wrangel Frankenstein, and I think I've inked this before. I don't know. It's one of the ones that I got recently, and I really like it. It's a purple with a blue shimmer, and it's pretty. And I like purples with blue shimmer because you'll see another one. I have another purple with blue shimmer that's even darker than this, but I like both of them. And right now I am trying to get like first of all, I'm trying to get my savings back up after I had to pay for my tooth, but I'm also trying to get the last two Pilot Iroshizuku inks that just came out. I have one of them. I have Siango. But I've seen Rika, and that is so pretty. And I've seen Toro, and they're both beautiful inks. This next ink is a sample that I got from an ink flight, and it is Octopus Fluids Medusa. And it is a pretty heavy sheeting ink. Very heavy, actually. I think it's one of I think they advertise it as a sheeting ink on their, like, regular website. I'm not sure. Because I just got it at an ink flight, so I'm not positive how they advertise it. But it's very heavy sheening. And it's a copper sheen, not the green sheen that you usually get from purple, so I really like it. I don't know how much I have left of it because it was a sample and I've had it inked for a while. I think I have about half of it left. But I really like these Admach M800. I have two of them. I have And I have a M400 on the way because I'm really wanting to try a Schmidt Extra Fine nib. I've never tried one of their Extra Fines, and so I'm looking forward to trying that. And then the next ink that I have is the ink that I'm using in my stub for like titles and stuff. And I'm using Ferrocil Press Aurealis. You can't really see the shimmer here right now, but there's a ton of shimmer in this ink. And it works great in the stub nib that I have. And I love my TWSBI stubs. I've had other stubs that I don't like as much, but my TWSBI stubs are super wet and super nice. I have two, and I like them both. And I think this has more than one color shimmer. I'm not sure. And then the next ink is the other one with blue ink, like I said, but it has like a yellowish green kind of sheen, and then a blue shimmer, but it's a very dark, deep purple, and it's Diamine, and it's Winter Miracle, but it's from the 2019 Inkvent. And I mean, you can see how dark it is and deep the purple is. But when you see it in the writing, you see a lot more of the sheen than anything, and then sometimes you see a little bit of the shimmer. So it doesn't have near as much shimmer as, or it's harder to see the shimmer, I don't know. Could be part of both, as the Frankenstein one. But I really like that ink, and I have it in Azyme P20. So I have a lot of inks that are... I have a lot of TWSBIs. I should sometime do a video of all my TWSBIs because I like TWSBI. And so if I'm like, a lot of times if I'm wondering what pen to get, I get another TWSBI because, I don't know, I like the fact that I can get them locally here. And so that kind of makes me lean towards TWSBIs. I don't know why. And then the next ink that I have is a sample that I got from Charmaine, and I kind of want a full bottle. It's Wearingeul Shock. It's a really pretty, like, orangey brown with shimmer, and it's a lighter ink, which I like my lighter inks lately, so I like it. I don't know what is with lighter inks in me lately, because usually I like the more legible inks, but I don't know. It's a little weird. But, and then the last ink pen that I have inked is Linen Toolbar Sesame Oil. And I really wanted this ink for a long time. And every time it was in stock, I didn't have money until recently. And so I ordered it, and I wanted the ink because I like use sesame oil a lot in cooking because, I don't know, I just love sesame oil. I'm Korean, so I like to make like Korean style beef and Korean style chicken, and a lot of those call for sesame oil. And then if I like to make rice balls a lot because I can't have gluten, and so I just tend to use a lot of sesame oil in my life. And I just found out that you can buy it in a half a gallon, which really makes me excited so that I can just keep refilling a bottle. So that'll make it more affordable. And that is the shimmer on Wearingeul Shock. It's a kind of a champagne-y gold. And then you can see the shimmer a lot more in the swatch, but you can see the sheen in the writing for Winter Miracle. And then that's the color of the shimmer for Aurealis. And you can see the sheen on the Medusa. And you can see the shimmer and the shimmer, well, just shimmer on the Wango Frankenstein. And then you can see the gold sheen a little bit on the Lamy Dark Lilac. And then this is this shimmer on Lilac Satin. It says it's a silver shimmer, but like when it comes off of the purple, it kind of doesn't look as silvery. It kind of looks a little bit bluish. And Madame Mulberry is, you can see it's, no, this is not Madame Mulberry. I wrote it wrong. It's Mulberry Majesty. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. You can see the rose gold shimmer, and then there's the shimmer from the ink that I got from Elise, and it's very pretty. Kind of looks like a combination of blue and silver. And then this is gold shimmer on the Little Princess, and then there's the blue shimmer on Wango Wayfarer, and then this is the shimmer on Crystal Marine. But I really like the color of just the marine too, so I might get the marine, because I don't know how much I like the shimmer, but I liked the green color, so I inked it up. And then Midway the Magnificent. And you can see in the Lamy Vibrant Pink, especially like in that arrow, that there is shimmer, but it's not listed as a shimmer ink. So I found that fascinating, that a regular ink has shimmer in it. And it wasn't like just the pen, because there was shimmer in the bottle. So those are the pens that I have inked for March. And hopefully in April, I'll be able to pare the list down to a lot less. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.